The mysterious, the macabre, the out of this world. The following are real people. They have real stories, and they've had real encounters. Here tonight on Newsworthy, two words and two question marks.
He's alive! Have you checked the children? Get out!
Good evening and welcome to Encounters. We'd first like to encourage you that if you're anywhere near Ohio this week, come see me and Jerry at the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be there all 4 days. And if you come up and said you heard about it on the podcast, Jerry's going to buy you a snow cone. How about that? What a nice guy. Now, let's get to encounters. Tonight's episode, Brett interviews Dave, who has a creepy ghost story. These stories are the ones more than any that really raise the hair up on my arms because they're so legitimate, they're so genuine, and they're just real. So check it out. Dave's Encounter.
We're here at Bigfoot Festival in Stanton, Kentucky. I've got Dave here with me. He's got a pretty amazing ghost story. Dave, you want to tell it?
All right, so I'm an HVAC technician. For those that you don't know, HVAC is heating, ventilation, and cooling. So I basically just used to work on like duct work and things like that. We had a lot of new construction and like renovation installs that we did. So I was at a bourbon distillery near Frankfort, Kentucky, and we did a lot of work there starting about the fall of 2023, and it was still dark in the morning, dark by the time we left, and I was pretty much the first one in, first one out those days. And so we'd have safety guys that would come around, ask like how we were doing when we were leaving, things like that. And one day I was working in the cellar, I was installing a dehumidifier to go on the geothermal unit we were putting in, and I hear someone walking up, and I'm just thinking it's one of the safety guys or one of the electricians or somebody just, coming to, ask me a few questions to say hey or whatever. So anyway, I just say hey, just keeping looking at the work I'm doing, checking the wiring and everything, not really looking up when I said hey. And this person doesn't respond, which to me was weird because most of the people that were there were like really chill, and they would just sit and have a conversation for a few minutes, kind of annoy you while you're working. And this person didn't respond at all. So I thought, that's kind of weird. Maybe they're just observing. Maybe it's a foreman or an engineer that doesn't know how to talk to people. They're just pushing papers all day. But I just mind my own business. I still see this guy in the corner of my eye. He's not moving. And so I look up, and it's a black gentleman, but he's wearing like really old, tattered clothes, even though he was my age. And I was just really confused because, I wasn't expecting, somebody to, like a reenactor or anything to be up there. But I just kind of minded my own business, kept working. And when I looked back up, he was just completely gone. I went outside, looked around, nobody was there. It was just a couple of electricians, and none of them even looked like him. So I looked up the history of the place, and it was a property that had been there since the 1700s, and they had slaves that they had kept there. So it was just kind of I didn't feel any fear in it. It was just really a neat experience, just kind of two laborers making a connection, even though we were from different towns and different worlds.
That's crazy, and that's a really cool way to put it. Two laborers making a connection. I was going to ask, did you believe in ghosts before this happened?
I mean, I've had strange encounters. I never really believed in, like, ghosts, I would say. I always thought it was just my mind playing tricks on me. I'm a very logical, very scientific person. Very just everything is yes or no, black and white.
Right.
So I never really, had any thoughts like, oh, this place is haunted, it's old, it's probably got ghosts. I was just focused on the work I was doing, and so I think that intention that I had kind of caused that interaction.
And you didn't have any fear, like going back into work?
No, because I knew he was just watching, seeing what I was doing. Because it was going from like the 1700s to 2023. That's completely different technology. He's probably wondering what's this box he's putting in the pipes in.
It's cool that you can get that feeling from, because some people have ghost stories and they like get really scared, and then some people, I know my brother-in-law, he had experiences with ghosts at the house he grew up in. And he said he never was afraid at all. He would go to sleep, and sometimes he'd wake up hearing things and things like that. But no, I really appreciate you, Dave, sitting here and telling us your story, and I hope you have a great rest of this festival.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I told you, creepy. Today's episode brought to you by our great sponsors, Ed Locke at USA Mortgage and Smoking Gun Jerky of Lincoln, Nebraska. Use code CRYPTID10 for a great discount. And Jerry, if you can't see the light,
be the light.